Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever met someone who, despite the chaos of life, seems to radiate peace? No matter what storms they face, they remain calm, grounded, and serene. They don't just walk through life, they walk through it with an unwavering confidence, a quiet assurance, and a presence that seems almost otherworldly. Now, what if I told you that this peace, this consistency, and this joy are not some mystical accident, but the product of deep, intentional habits? Habits that can be developed by anyone at any time. What if I told you these habits are so powerful that they can not only transform your life, but also the lives of those around you? Today we are going to talk about 6 habits of a person who is connected to something greater than themselves, a person who walks with purpose, integrity, and a spirit that defies explanation. These habits are not what you might expect, and I believe some of them will surprise you. They are not rooted in religious rituals or superficial gestures. They are grounded in actions that anyone, regardless of their background, can embody. These habits are signs of someone who is deeply in tune with their true self, their purpose, and the world around them. So, buckle up, because these habits might just change the way you approach life. The first habit is something you may not immediately associate with someone deeply connected to their spirit, but it's at the very core of their existence: inner peace and emotional stability. Imagine for a moment you're in the middle of a raging storm. The wind is howling, the rain is pouring, and everything around you seems to be falling apart. It's easy to be swept away in the chaos, to let the noise of the world pull you in every direction. But someone with the Holy Spirit doesn't get pulled into that storm. Instead, they are like an oak tree deeply rooted in the ground. Their foundation is unwavering. This inner peace comes not from external circumstances, but from an inner knowing. A person with the Holy Spirit has learned to cultivate a profound sense of calm within themselves. No matter the external circumstances, they don't allow themselves to be tossed about by every emotion, every opinion, or every new problem that arises. They've learned the powerful habit of emotional regulation, not repression, but regulation. They face their emotions with honesty, acknowledging their feelings, but refusing to let those feelings dictate their actions or reactions. They've mastered the art of remaining steady, focused, and peaceful in the midst of uncertainty. In today's world, we are bombarded by distractions, noise, stress, expectations. But a person who practices this habit of inner peace can simply stand firm amidst the turmoil. They don't let it take over their lives. They have trained their minds and hearts to stay grounded, and in doing so, they radiate a calmness that not only benefits their own well-being, but also inspires those around them to find that same peace. Now you might be thinking, sure, that sounds great, but how do I get there? The answer is simple: practice mindfulness. Take moments throughout your day to breathe, to check in with yourself emotionally, and to center your thoughts. This is not about achieving perfect serenity all the time, but about consistently returning to a state of peace. It's about choosing again and again to remain grounded no matter what life throws at you. The second habit is one that goes hand in hand with inner peace, but takes it a step further: selflessness and compassion. Have you ever met someone who just seems to care about everyone around them? Not in a superficial, performative way, but with deep, genuine empathy. These people aren't just interested in their own lives. They are deeply invested in the well-being of others. They listen, they serve, they show up. They make the people around them feel seen, heard, and valued. And this is a direct result of their connection to something greater than themselves. A person with the Holy Spirit doesn't see the world through a lens of me first. They see others as equally valuable, equally worthy, and they act accordingly. They go out of their way to help, even when there's no direct benefit to them. Why? Because their hearts are overflowing with compassion. They don't just give to others out of obligation. They give because it's in their nature. But here's the thing, this habit isn't always easy. In fact, it requires conscious effort. It requires choosing to put someone else's needs before your own, even when you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. It requires stepping outside your comfort zone to show kindness and understanding, especially when it's difficult. If you want to cultivate this habit in your own life, it starts with small acts of kindness. It can be as simple as listening to someone who needs to talk, offering a hand to someone who's struggling, or offering a smile to someone who might be feeling invisible. Compassion isn't about grand gestures. It's about the everyday choices to see and care for others in meaningful ways. The third habit is one that can significantly shape the trajectory of your life: discernment and wisdom. Imagine you're at a crossroads, faced with multiple options, each promising something different. One path seems easy, but something about it feels off. Another path is hard and uncertain, but it feels right. How do you make the choice? How do you know what's best for you? A person with the Holy Spirit has developed the habit of discernment. They don't make decisions based on impulse or surface-level appearances. They have learned to trust their intuition, to listen carefully to their inner guidance, and to seek deeper understanding before taking action. This discernment is not just about choosing between right and wrong, but about understanding the nuances of situations. It's about being able to see things from multiple angles and recognizing truths that others might miss. People with this habit don't rush decisions. They take time to reflect, to pray, or to meditate. They know that wisdom is found in patience, not haste. If you want to strengthen this habit in your life, start by practicing reflection. When faced with a decision, give yourself the space to pause and think. Ask yourself questions like, what does my heart tell me? What are the long-term consequences of this choice? What's my true motivation here? This process of introspection and patience will help you develop the habit of discernment, making you wiser in your decisions and more in tune with your purpose. The fourth habit is one that may surprise you, but it's absolutely crucial: humility and teachability. Now, let's get real for a moment. How many times have you found yourself in a situation where you just knew you were right? You were convinced you had all the answers, that you knew better than anyone else. It's easy to get caught up in our own ego, to believe that our way is the best way. But a person with the Holy Spirit has learned the value of humility. They understand that no matter how much they know, there is always more to learn. People with this habit are open to feedback. They don't assume they have all the answers, and they're not afraid to admit when they don't. They actively seek wisdom from others, embrace new perspectives, and are humble enough to learn from their mistakes. This humility isn't about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. It's about understanding that growth comes from being teachable, from being open to correction, and from recognizing that there is always room for improvement. If you want to cultivate this habit, start by embracing a mindset of growth. Acknowledge that you don't know everything and that it's okay to ask for help, to seek advice, and to make mistakes. Embrace the idea that learning is a lifelong journey, and the more you humble yourself, the more wisdom you'll gain. The fifth habit is the foundation of every other habit we've talked about: consistency and integrity. A person with the Holy Spirit doesn't just talk about doing the right thing, they do it, day in and day out, regardless of who's watching. They are consistent in their actions, even when it's hard, even when no one notices. Their integrity is unwavering because they don't live for the approval of others. They live by a deep inner standard that guides their choices. This habit is powerful because it builds trust. When someone lives with integrity, others notice. They become a person you can rely on, a person whose word is gold, a person whose actions match their words. If you want to develop this habit, it starts with small things. Do what you say you're going to do. Be consistent, even in the little things. Integrity is built over time through a series of decisions that align with your values. The sixth and final habit might seem simple, but it's one of the most powerful: joy and gratitude. A person with the Holy Spirit has an undeniable sense of joy. No matter what's going on around them, they find reasons to smile, to laugh, to appreciate the beauty of life. But this joy isn't based on external circumstances. It's a joy that comes from deep within, from an appreciation for life itself. They also practice gratitude. They take the time to appreciate the small moments, the little things that so often go unnoticed. A cup of coffee in the morning, a hug from a friend, the warmth of the sun on their skin. These people have learned the habit of looking for reasons to be thankful, and in doing so, they cultivate a constant sense of joy. If you want to develop this habit, start by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be anything, big or small. Over time, this practice will train your mind to focus on the positive, to see the beauty in your life, and to cultivate a deep sense of joy. So as we wrap up, remember this: these 6 habits, inner peace, selflessness, discernment, humility, integrity, and joy, are not reserved for a select few. They are available to anyone willing to put in the work. If you choose to develop these habits, if you make them a part of your daily life, you will transform not just yourself, but the world around you. Imagine for a moment a life marked by profound calmness that doesn't waver with the changing tides of daily struggles and conflicts. Now think about how easy it would be to achieve your goals, maintain meaningful relationships, and stay grounded if in every situation you remain steadfast, peaceful, and clear-minded. This is what inner peace and emotional stability look like. And it's one of the most powerful traits a person can cultivate. It's not just about staying calm on the outside, but about finding a deeper source of peace within that transcends external circumstances. The most profound aspect of inner peace is that it's not dependent on the external world. In fact, the external world will often challenge us, throwing problems our way, presenting obstacles, and triggering emotional reactions. If we're constantly relying on the world around us to determine our emotional state, we are at the mercy of those ups and downs. A person with inner peace, however, understands that while they may experience challenges or discomfort, they don't have to let those things control them. Instead of reacting impulsively or emotionally to situations, they take a moment to process, reflect, and choose how they respond. This emotional stability doesn't mean they suppress or deny their feelings. Quite the opposite. It means they've developed the emotional intelligence to acknowledge and understand their feelings, but they don't allow those emotions to dictate their actions. It's easy to fall into the trap of reacting based on fear, frustration, or even happiness. But a person with inner peace has mastered the habit of pausing before responding. They've learned to be mindful of their emotions and can choose their responses with intention rather than being at the mercy of their emotional state. It's not about being emotionless, but about having the ability to create space between what happens and how you choose to react. One of the most powerful benefits of inner peace is the clarity it brings. When emotions run high, it's easy to be overwhelmed by the noise in our minds. Our thoughts become clouded by stress, anxiety, and fear. The clearer our minds are, the better decisions we make and the more effectively we navigate challenges. People who have cultivated inner peace often find themselves able to think critically in moments of stress, making rational decisions rather than acting out of fear or anger. They tend to approach problems with calmness and clarity rather than being consumed by the problem itself. Additionally, inner peace is directly tied to self-awareness. It requires us to spend time getting to know ourselves on a deeper level. This involves understanding our triggers, our emotional responses, and our patterns of behavior. By being self-aware, we can better manage our emotions in stressful situations. This habit of self-reflection allows us to understand why we feel the way we do and how we can navigate those feelings constructively. The ability to stay emotionally stable also extends to how we handle others. Our interactions with people can often stir up emotional reactions in us, whether it's frustration with a colleague, jealousy of a friend, or hurt caused by a loved one's words. However, a person with inner peace doesn't let these interactions define them. They understand that everyone has their own struggles, and that reactions, whether from themselves or others, are often based on deeper issues. They don't take things personally. Instead of reacting in the moment, they've developed the emotional intelligence to respond with empathy, understanding, and sometimes distance. This allows them to maintain healthy relationships without being caught up in the drama or emotional turbulence that can come with interpersonal conflict. Another important aspect of inner peace is the ability to live in the present moment. So often we are consumed by either regret over the past or anxiety about the future. We replay old mistakes in our minds or worry about things that haven't even happened yet. A person with inner peace understands the power of living in the moment, of embracing life as it comes without getting bogged down by what's already been or what might be. This mindfulness allows them to fully experience and enjoy the present, to savor the small moments that most of us miss when we're too focused on other things. It also allows them to release the weight of past mistakes or future worries because they understand that today is all they truly have control over. Lastly, the most remarkable aspect of inner peace is its ability to ripple out and positively affect those around us. When you're at peace with yourself, you radiate that peace into the world. People can feel your calm, your grounded presence. This is contagious. In a world full of stress, uncertainty, and noise, someone with inner peace is like an oasis. They create a safe space where others can also find their own sense of calm. Their steadiness can bring a sense of comfort to others, offering reassurance and stability in times of chaos. And this doesn't happen by force or intention. It comes naturally as a result of their own cultivated peace. Ultimately, inner peace and emotional stability are not quick fixes. They are the result of consistent, intentional practice. They come from developing habits like mindfulness, self-reflection, and emotional regulation. They come from being willing to face the uncomfortable emotions and situations that arise in life and learning to navigate them with grace. The more a person practices these habits, the deeper their peace becomes, until it becomes an unshakable part of who they are. And in this inner peace, they find strength, clarity, and an unwavering sense of calm that can withstand whatever life throws their way. Selflessness and compassion are two traits that define the core of a person, deeply connected to something greater than themselves. At the heart of these qualities is the ability to put others' needs before your own, to care genuinely for their well-being, and to act not out of obligation, but out of a true sense of empathy and love. These traits often emerge from a deep understanding that life is about connection, not just self-interest. A selfless individual doesn't measure the value of their actions by what they get in return. Instead, they find joy in serving others, in uplifting those around them, and in making a positive difference in the world. Compassion is often the driving force behind selflessness. Compassion is more than just feeling sorry for someone who is suffering. It's the ability to deeply understand another person's pain or joy, to truly feel what they are going through, and to be moved by that understanding to take action. This kind of compassion isn't selective. It doesn't discriminate based on race, background, or social status. It's universal, flowing from a place of shared humanity. The compassionate person doesn't hold back their kindness because they are aware of the shared vulnerabilities that connect all human beings. When they see someone struggling, whether it's a friend, a stranger, or even an enemy, they respond with kindness and a genuine desire to ease that person's suffering. Selflessness in practice can look like many different things. It can be as simple as listening when someone needs to talk, being present when someone is going through a hard time, or offering help without expecting anything in return. The selfless individual doesn't do these things for recognition or validation. Their acts of kindness flow from a deeper understanding that serving others enriches their own life in ways that cannot be measured. They do not see themselves as superior to others or as the giver of charity. Instead, they recognize the importance of mutual respect and equal humanity. Helping others is not about elevating oneself, but about genuinely connecting with others, recognizing their needs, and responding from a place of love and empathy. People who practice selflessness and compassion also understand the power of small acts. They know that kindness doesn't have to come in grand gestures. In fact, it's often the little things that have the most profound impact. A kind word when someone is feeling down, a smile to a stranger, or offering help when no one asks for it. These are the moments that often mean the most. This habit of selflessness is something that is consistently practiced, even in the smallest of ways. It's in the everyday decisions to be kind, to show up for others, and to offer support when it's needed, even when it's inconvenient. Over time, these small acts accumulate, and the individual builds a life that is centered around the well-being of others, making them not just a friend or family member, but a source of light for those who are struggling. At the heart of selflessness is also the ability to put aside one's own ego. The selfless individual understands that they are part of a bigger picture. They don't feel the need to constantly promote themselves or seek accolades. They don't need to be the center of attention or be praised for every good deed they do. Instead, their fulfillment comes from knowing that they've helped someone else, that they've made a positive impact, even in the smallest way. The ego, in this case, doesn't take precedence. The selfless person values the happiness and well-being of others over their own personal recognition. Another important aspect of selflessness and compassion is forgiveness. It's easy to be selfless and compassionate when things are going smoothly, but true compassion is tested in difficult moments. When someone wrongs us, it can be incredibly hard to respond with compassion rather than anger. However, a truly selfless person is capable of forgiving, not necessarily for the benefit of the other person, but for their own peace of mind and emotional well-being. Forgiveness is not about excusing hurtful actions, but about releasing the burden of resentment and allowing the healing process to begin. In forgiving others, a compassionate person creates space for growth, both for themselves and for the person who may have wronged them. This does not mean they ignore wrongdoing, but they choose to release themselves from the shackles of bitterness and vengeance. The beauty of selflessness and compassion is that they are not finite. Unlike material things that can run out, compassion and selflessness grow the more they are shared. The more you give, the more you have to offer. Compassion doesn't deplete, it multiplies. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, creates ripples in the lives of others. encouraging them to be more compassionate in turn. It's a cycle of goodness that feeds itself, turning what might seem like a small effort into a movement of love and understanding that touches countless lives. Ultimately, selflessness and compassion create an environment of trust and safety. When people know they are valued, seen, and cared for, they feel more secure in their relationships and their lives. A selfless person builds bridges where there may have been walls, fostering deeper, more meaningful connections. They make others feel safe enough to open up, to share their struggles, and to grow. They create a space where love can flourish, and where people feel supported, not just in times of crisis, but in the everyday moments of life. In a world where so many are looking for validation, comfort, and connection, a person who lives with selflessness and compassion offers an antidote to loneliness, disconnection, and indifference. Through their example, they show us the way forward, a way built on kindness, empathy, and genuine care for the well-being of others. Discernment and wisdom are qualities that allow a person to navigate life's complex and often unpredictable landscape with clarity and purpose. At their core, these two traits are about making choices that align with one's values and long-term goals, while also taking into account the nuances of every situation. A person who is discerning doesn't just react impulsively or make decisions based on external pressures. Instead, they pause, reflect, and listen deeply to both their inner wisdom and the subtle signs that the world presents. It's a practiced ability to cut through the noise of emotions, societal expectations, and surface-level distractions to arrive at the deeper truth of any situation. This deep level of discernment isn't something that comes naturally for everyone. It's developed over time through experience, self-awareness, and a commitment to understanding both oneself and the world around them. Discernment involves seeing beyond appearances and grasping the deeper truths that might not be immediately evident. In many ways, it is the art of recognizing what is truly important in any given moment. People who possess discernment understand that not all opportunities are worth pursuing, not every challenge is worth fighting, and not every person or situation deserves their energy or attention. They have the capacity to assess the motives behind words and actions, not just the surface-level content. This allows them to make decisions that are not just right in the short term, but that contribute to their overall well-being and long-term goals. They take their time to evaluate situations carefully, using their inner guidance as a compass rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or immediate reactions. The ability to discern is deeply connected to emotional intelligence. A person with strong emotional intelligence can recognize how their own emotions are influencing their thoughts and decisions. They can see when their feelings of fear, anger, or excitement are clouding their judgment, and they take steps to regulate these emotions before making a choice. Discernment also involves understanding the emotions of others and knowing when to engage or step back. This heightened awareness of both oneself and others helps them make decisions that are in line with their values while also maintaining peace and harmony with those around them. It's about balancing one's own needs with the needs of others while keeping the bigger picture in mind. Wisdom, on the other hand, is the ability to apply knowledge and experience in a way that leads to good outcomes. It's not just about having information or understanding the right answer. It's about knowing how and when to use that knowledge in real-life situations. Wisdom comes from a deep understanding of the world, people, and the self, and the ability to see beyond immediate circumstances. While discernment helps a person recognize which paths are worth pursuing, wisdom guides them in choosing the best course of action once they've made that determination. A wise person knows when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to listen, when to fight and when to walk away. They understand that not all battles are worth fighting, and that patience often brings better results than rash action. A key aspect of wisdom is the ability to learn from experience. Life's challenges, setbacks, and failures all offer valuable lessons, and a person with wisdom has the ability to extract those lessons and use them in the future. They don't simply repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Instead, they reflect on what went wrong, why it happened, and how they can avoid similar pitfalls in the future. This continual process of learning and growth builds their capacity for making better decisions, which in turn builds their confidence in their ability to handle whatever life throws their way. Wisdom also requires humility, the willingness to admit that one doesn't know everything and that there is always more to learn. A wise person is open to new perspectives, willing to listen to others, and constantly seeking out opportunities to expand their understanding of the world. Both discernment and wisdom require the courage to make difficult decisions. It's often easier to go with the flow, to follow the crowd, or to take the path of least resistance. But a discerning person understands that true growth often comes from choosing the harder path, the one that requires sacrifice, effort, and sometimes discomfort. It takes courage to choose a path that aligns with one's long-term goals when it means saying no to short-term rewards or avoiding immediate gratification. Wisdom also plays a crucial role here, as it helps a person understand the long-term consequences of their choices. It's easy to make decisions based on momentary pleasure or relief, but a wise person looks beyond the present moment and considers how their actions will affect their future. Moreover, discernment and wisdom allow a person to recognize the inherent uncertainty of life and approach it with openness rather than fear. They know that they can't control every aspect of their life, and they are comfortable with the unknown. Instead of trying to force outcomes or control everything around them, they trust the process and rely on their inner guidance to navigate through the uncertainty. They make the best decision they can with the information they have at the time, but they also understand that not everything is predictable or within their control. This flexibility, combined with wisdom, allows them to stay grounded and resilient, even in the face of uncertainty. Ultimately, the habit of discernment and wisdom is about living with intention. It's about making conscious, thoughtful decisions that align with your values, goals, and purpose, rather than reacting impulsively to whatever comes your way. It's about taking the time to assess situations, listen to your intuition, and gather all the relevant information before making a decision. While it might take longer to arrive at a choice, the results of wise and discerning decisions are often more fulfilling and effective in the long run. A person who lives with discernment and wisdom doesn't just move through life, they navigate it with intention, purpose, and clarity, making choices that serve both their own well-being and the well-being of those around them. A strong sense of purpose serves as the anchor that guides a person through life's challenges, uncertainties, and daily distractions. This sense of direction is the inner compass that keeps one focused, regardless of the obstacles or setbacks encountered along the way. It provides clarity when things feel overwhelming, offering a reminder of what truly matters, and helping individuals prioritize their actions and energy. People with a strong sense of purpose are often deeply aligned with their values, which makes their decisions more intentional and their goals more meaningful. When challenges arise, their purpose acts as a stabilizing force, giving them the strength to persevere when it would be easier to give up. Living with purpose is not about following someone else's vision or fulfilling external expectations. It's about discovering and connecting with what is most important to you as an individual, what fuels your passion and ignites a sense of fulfillment. This deep understanding of what drives you can transform everyday tasks into meaningful actions. For example, a person with a strong sense of purpose might approach their work, family life, or personal projects with more dedication and enthusiasm because they see the broader picture of how these activities contribute to their ultimate goals. It's not merely about achieving success or accumulating material rewards. It's about engaging in work and relationships that resonate with their core values, resulting in a deeper sense of satisfaction. A clear sense of purpose can significantly enhance personal resilience. Life is full of unpredictable events, including failures, losses, and disappointments. However, individuals who are clear on their purpose are better able to navigate these challenges because their direction provides meaning even during difficult times. When facing setbacks, they can step back and remind themselves that these struggles are just temporary obstacles in pursuit of a greater goal. Their purpose provides the mental and emotional fortitude to keep moving forward, knowing that each challenge faced is a step toward the realization of their larger mission. This focus on purpose also contributes to mental clarity. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to get sidetracked or feel lost in the noise. However, when you're deeply connected to your purpose, you develop the ability to filter out distractions and focus on what truly matters. This sharp focus enables you to make decisions more easily and navigate day-to-day life with a greater sense of intentionality. For example, you might find that certain relationships or activities no longer serve your greater purpose, allowing you to say no to things that don't align with your goals. This clarity can be incredibly freeing, as it allows you to focus your time and energy on the things that move you closer to your ultimate vision, rather than on things that drain you or take you off course. In addition to providing direction and clarity, a strong sense of purpose also fosters a sense of fulfillment. When you know you're living in alignment with your values, there's a deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you're doing what you were meant to do. This fulfillment doesn't always come from external recognition or validation. It's an internal sense of peace that arises when your actions are consistent with your beliefs. It's this inner contentment that allows people with a strong sense of purpose to maintain a positive outlook even when faced with challenges or adversity. They may experience moments of frustration or disappointment, but they know that these are merely part of the journey and that their purpose remains their guiding light. Moreover, purpose can act as a driving force in achieving personal growth. A person who is committed to their purpose is constantly seeking ways to improve themselves, learn new skills, and expand their knowledge. The pursuit of a meaningful goal often pushes individuals to step out of their comfort zones, challenge their own limitations, and develop new strengths. It encourages them to evolve, not just in terms of external achievements, but in their internal growth as well. This growth is not just about achieving success, but about becoming a more fully realized version of themselves, one that is more capable, confident, and aligned with their true calling. A sense of purpose also extends beyond the individual. It can positively impact the people around them. People who live with purpose tend to inspire others, whether consciously or unconsciously, because their passion and commitment are palpable. Their sense of direction provides a model for others to follow, and they often attract like-minded individuals who share similar values. Additionally, having a sense of purpose can cultivate stronger, more authentic relationships. When a person is clear on what they want from life, they can communicate their needs and desires more effectively, leading to more meaningful connections. They are not afraid to align themselves with people who support their mission, and they can offer encouragement and inspiration to others who are seeking their own purpose. Furthermore, living with purpose encourages a greater sense of contribution to the wider community. Individuals who are driven by a sense of purpose often seek to make a positive impact on the world, whether it's through their professional endeavors, volunteer work, or personal interactions. They recognize that their actions, no matter how small, contribute to the larger fabric of society. This sense of contribution not only adds meaning to their own lives, but also enhances the lives of those around them. When you live with purpose, you understand that your existence is part of a greater whole, and you strive to leave a legacy of positive change, however that manifests in your own unique way. The act of identifying and aligning with a purpose is often a continuous process. As people grow and evolve, their understanding of their purpose may deepen or shift, and that's a natural part of the journey. Purpose is not a fixed destination, but a dynamic force that evolves alongside personal growth and changing circumstances. However, regardless of how it may change, the foundation of purpose remains consistent. It provides direction, meaning, and fulfillment, while offering the resilience needed to navigate life's ups and downs. Having a sense of purpose is about understanding what matters most and using that understanding to shape your decisions, actions, and relationships. It creates a life that is not driven by external pressures or superficial goals, but is instead guided by a deeper calling that brings clarity, resilience, and lasting fulfillment. This clarity empowers individuals to live authentically, focus their energy on what matters, and build a life that is meaningful not just for themselves, but for the world around them. A heart of gratitude is one of the most powerful forces a person can cultivate in their life. It transforms the way a person sees the world, the people around them, and even themselves. Gratitude is more than simply saying thank you when something kind is done for you. It's a way of living that involves recognizing the good that exists in every moment and every interaction. It's a practice of focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, and finding joy in even the smallest blessings. A person who has a heart full of gratitude doesn't take anything for granted. They understand that every moment, every breath, and every interaction carries value, and they strive to appreciate the richness of life in its entirety. The practice of gratitude starts with a shift in perspective. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of daily life and to focus on what isn't going right. But someone with a heart of gratitude trains themselves to look for the positives, even in difficult or challenging circumstances. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending that everything is perfect. Rather, it's about balancing the acknowledgement of challenges with a recognition of the blessings that exist alongside them. In doing so, gratitude becomes a grounding force, allowing a person to remain focused on what is truly important rather than being overwhelmed by what they don't have or what's going wrong. Gratitude also has a profound effect on relationships. When a person practices gratitude, they become more attuned to the kindness and efforts of others. They begin to notice the little things, the smile from a stranger, the thoughtfulness of a friend, the support of a colleague, and they express appreciation for these actions. This not only strengthens bonds, but also deepens connections. Gratitude helps to create an environment where kindness is reciprocated. When people feel appreciated, they are more likely to continue offering their kindness and support, which leads to a cycle of generosity and goodwill. This creates a positive feedback loop where both the giver and the receiver experience greater emotional fulfillment and stronger relationships. Furthermore, gratitude is transformative for the individual who practices it. Research has shown that regularly practicing gratitude has a number of benefits for mental health, including reducing stress, improving mood, and increasing overall well-being. When a person focuses on what they are thankful for, they shift their mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by what they don't have or what they need to accomplish, they start to recognize the wealth of experiences, opportunities, and relationships already present in their life. This shift in thinking helps to reduce anxiety, foster a sense of peace, and increase overall happiness. A heart of gratitude creates an emotional environment where joy can thrive, even in the midst of life's difficulties. One of the most profound effects of gratitude is its ability to reframe the way a person views challenges and setbacks. A person with a grateful mindset doesn't see failure or adversity as a personal defeat, but as an opportunity for growth. When faced with a challenge, they are able to step back and appreciate the lessons it offers. Gratitude allows them to find the silver lining in difficult situations, helping them to stay optimistic and hopeful. Rather than becoming consumed by frustration or self-pity, they focus on the aspects of the situation that are within their control and express thanks for the lessons they are learning along the way. This ability to maintain a positive outlook, even during tough times, is a testament to the power of gratitude in reshaping the way a person approaches life. A heart of gratitude also fosters a sense of humility. The more a person practices gratitude, the more they become aware of the countless people and circumstances that contribute to their own success and happiness. They recognize that they are not solely responsible for everything they have. They've been supported by others, by chance, and by the world around them in ways they might not always be able to see. This awareness creates a deep sense of humility as it becomes clear that we are all interconnected and that no one achieves anything completely on their own. The more a person practices gratitude, the more they become humble and appreciative of the contributions others make to their lives. The beauty of gratitude is that it can be cultivated and nurtured, even in the most difficult of circumstances. Life is not always easy, and there will inevitably be moments of pain, disappointment, and hardship. However, when a person is committed to living with a heart of gratitude, they begin to find strength in the very struggles that once felt overwhelming. They realize that challenges are a part of life, but they don't define the entire experience. With gratitude, it becomes possible to honor the struggle, appreciate the lessons, and find joy even in the most trying moments. This mindset doesn't diminish the difficulties themselves, but provides a framework for navigating them with grace, hope, and strength. Practicing gratitude also deepens a person's sense of self-awareness. When someone is grateful, they are more likely to reflect on their own actions, thoughts, and intentions. Gratitude encourages a mindful approach to life, where the individual takes time to notice the things they might otherwise overlook. This mindfulness allows them to appreciate the present moment, to savor experiences, and to become more attuned to their own emotional and spiritual needs. A grateful person is often more content with who they are because they recognize their own worth and the value of the life they are living. They understand that happiness doesn't lie in acquiring more or striving for perfection. It lies in appreciating what they already have. Moreover, gratitude is contagious. When one person expresses genuine appreciation for life, it inspires others to do the same. The practice of gratitude has a ripple effect, creating a positive atmosphere in communities, workplaces, families, and social groups. As people begin to notice and acknowledge the good in their own lives, they inspire those around them to reflect on their own blessings. This collective energy helps to create an environment of kindness, cooperation, and mutual support, where people uplift each other and celebrate the abundance they share. In this way, gratitude doesn't just benefit the individual who practices it, it elevates the entire community. At its core, a heart of gratitude is about living with an open, appreciative mindset that finds joy and meaning in the ordinary. It allows a person to be present in the moment, to savor life's blessings, and to approach each day with a sense of thankfulness that fuels greater happiness, connection, and fulfillment. By focusing on the good, expressing appreciation for others, and maintaining an optimistic outlook, even in the face of adversity, a person with a heart of gratitude enriches their own life and contributes to the well-being of those around them. In conclusion, the journey of living a life guided by the Holy Spirit is a powerful and transformative one. The 6 habits we've explored, humility, discernment and wisdom, purpose, gratitude and resilience, each contribute to the deeper, more meaningful experience of life. These habits help a person develop a sense of inner strength, clarity and peace that allows them to navigate challenges with grace and achieve their most fulfilling potential. By cultivating humility, people open themselves to growth and connection. By embracing discernment and wisdom, they make decisions that lead to long-term fulfillment. Purpose gives direction to every action, and gratitude shifts their mindset to appreciate the richness of life. Resilience strengthens their ability to rise above adversity, keeping them focused on their higher calling. Together, these habits form the foundation of a life that is not only purposeful, but also impactful to others, creating positive change both within and in the world around them. As you move forward on your own journey, may these habits guide and inspire you to live with intention, love, and grace. May you continue to grow, learn, and be open to the wisdom and strength that the Holy Spirit offers. Stay true to yourself, trust in your purpose, and never underestimate the power of humility, discernment, and gratitude to shape your life in extraordinary ways. Good luck on your path ahead, and thank you for taking the time to reflect on these powerful principles. Keep striving to be the best version of yourself.